Okay, so perhaps it's working now. Maybe. Yeah, Kick just doesn't want to work. Okay, anyways. But I think YouTube is working now, at least. Okay, so for everybody that has just joined in, welcome to the stream. So basically I had technical issues as usual basically. And I have no idea why that is the case. I thought this time I've actually set it up. This time I thought, okay, we're not going to get in trouble this time. But well, I was wrong once again. And it was just going as always. Guess who's still not able to stream vertically on shorts as well? Me. Yeah, so once again, so everybody has tuned in. Welcome, guys. Type something in because I have done like a thing where I'm checking if I'm trying to combine all of the chats, and it's kind of a plugin that I have new now. And it's combining Kick, Twitch, which Kick is not even working. Worst platform ever, man. Like for real, YouTube is the best platform in that sense. It's the most easiest to set up. Kick is just most unprofessional, and Twitch is also completely garbage and also unprofessional. Okay. The only one that is quietly working is YouTube. You're back, bro. What's good, Roger? Yeah, brother, I have been there, but then the live stream was just crashing and shit. It's unfortunately the usual that happens. Ah. Okay, let's quickly do some analysis, okay, before we're going to do more stuff. Okay. Because we're about to hit that 0 EM candle type shit. Okay, so here's the account. So I'm gonna do the analysis real quick, and then from there on, I am going to slow down a little bit, and then we can chat, and I'm going to further analyze it a little bit quicker. Okay, so I'm going to do it 2 times, or maybe even more times, depending on how many people are going to be requesting and watching. So let's look at our first pair. So this was yesterday's trade, right? We have taken this one. This is USCHF. No, actually USCHF we have not taken. It was GBP that we have taken. So are we going for the previous day low, or are we going for the previous day high? Based off the daily chart alone, we have established movement candle number 1, established movement candle number 2. So established movement candle number 3 potentially is going to go for the previous day low, not for the previous day high. Let's go to the 4 time frame. Now on the 4 time frame, we need a bullish candle. Like I can already see that. This candle is also showing weakness. We are going to probably going to go for this FEG because this is also a BPR range. If you're going to look at this perspective like so. So like right from the start, it's not the most favorable position to take in that sense. I'm going to look at other pairs for now. there's actually one more special pair that one of the guys in my mentorship has been looking out for, and it was actually looking quite well. AUD USD. So the reason why I just skipped AUD CHF because this is a 50-50 scenario. Let's go to AUD USD. We are definitely going to go for the high. We also have this entire price action gap, also relative equal highs above. So a bunch of liquidity that we want to trade into. It's basically a no-brainer, and I'm definitely going to be participating in this one. Probably even the trade of the day. Now this, once again, also needs a bearish candle at some point or the other. We also have an FEG in here, which price has already traded into, so that's something that I like. If it didn't trade into it, then there's way more potential for it to drop down into that FEG at some point or the other. And that has already happened, so that's good. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. The position will be looking like, okay, so 0 AM has hit. We're trading lower right now. Let me see how the original position will be looking like. I'm speed running this a little bit because we are already a little bit late. So we are already trading lower. AUD USD, let's go there. Let's go to AUD USD, AUD USD, right in here. Buy, market order 0.1. We're just going to take the position. I'm going to set the stop loss in just a bit. Probably not just going to tank for no reason like that. USD CHF on the daily chart. Unfortunately, we have already run for the previous day low, but this would have been also a very good trade to trade into this entire FEG, which most likely is still going to happen. Okay, then we go to AUD NZD. Don't really like this candle. We can look into it more in detail in just a bit. This would also be such a beautiful trade to take, right? And probably even going to take it on a risky scenario, but just on my high risk account. Don't repeat this trade after me. But we're going to see in just a bit what is going to be up, because we have already taken out the previous day high, so that's already is not something that we like. So there was hang on 1 second. It's actually one of my mentorship students has suggested that, and usually I don't even look at more, like I already look at niche pairs, but not at those specifically. Hang on, NZD. Shout out to Ghost Whale, man, for recommending them. You know, at this point, the guys on the mentorship are recommending stuff to me. They're getting ahead of me. Okay, so we're trading for the previous day high, previous day low. You know, we here as well identified it. We're probably going for the high. We also have this entire price action gap, significant magnet onto the upside. Ideally, what I would like to see is that price has already taken out this previous day low, and then from here on we're trading higher. Because this would also mean that this one would be, let's just imagine the candle is looking like that. It's going to be a liquidity rate in that sense. It has not happened, unfortunately, but we can still trade onto the upside. Let me check, has the equilibrium been hit? No, it hasn't, and it's actually very close onto it, so that's also something favorable. On the 4 hour time frame, remember how on the other pairs I was saying that we need a bearish candle, right? On this one, it is quite likely that we're just going to shoot upwards without another bearish candle, because this basically is already your bearish candle, and we also recently had one. So we don't really have too much consecutive candles of the one color, which is basically gray in that case. My charts are just looking like that. So yeah, we also have even more liquidity, right? This could be your internal, this could be the external, but this is more of a tricky situation. I would rather say that these are the external relative equal highs, and this is going to be internal relative equal highs. So without further ado, let's actually take the trade. Once again, I am going to do more analysis and a little bit more detail in just a bit. This is the original position. I am just going to take it more in good order. We're very close onto it and going to extend the entire take profit. So NZD CAT, is that going to be? Let's go to NZD CAT. NZD CAT. We're going to take a buy, quantity 0.1. Okay, good stuff. Then AUD USD. This was already the trade that we have taken. Yeah, USD CHF would have been a pretty good trade to take, right? Unfortunately, it's not. And the reason for that is, alright, so we have a couple of people in the chat. Abel Memo was saying, have you been to prison store? This, for anybody that has just tuned in, this is from yesterday's stream. There was a guy just asking me if I have ever been to prison. Without context, we're not even talking about jail time or something like that. He was just asking, were you in prison? That's why Abel Memo was asking me. Main account, what up, Ghostwhale here. What's up, brother, man? Have just mentioned you. And then Abel Mem said, what's up, Ghostmail? Fire shit, man. Loving the support from everybody's side. What's up? The whole gang is in here. Okay, so, and in the back of my head, there was something else that I wanted to talk about. Well, we are going to set up the stop losses in just a bit. In my mind, there was something else that I wanted to do. I just can't tell you what it is. I guess it wasn't some kind of other trade. Let's go to AUD and set up the stop losses. So the stop loss can definitely reside below this low. But I really wouldn't even need to push it to that low. There's also, unfortunately, not really a logical level besides perhaps this FEG, right? Yeah, unfortunately for this one, there's not really something logical. I wouldn't want to risk it to put it below this low. Yes, it has traded into this FEG, but after all, I just want to give the trade a little bit more room to play out. And if there's like not too much of a logical, if this low would just be extended by just a little bit, so let's just say in here, right, then yes, this will be okay for me to take it like so, but in that case, I'm not just going to modify it. So I'm going to copy the stop loss. So this is, let me double check, AUD USD. This is stop loss, AUD USD. Going to put it in stop loss. Going to go in here, take profit. AUD USD still. Here's the take profit. It's going to be how the position is looking like for now. Then we're going to go to the next pair was see the cat. Let me put it right in here. Into the cat. And for the stop loss, let me see. Just 1 second, guys. Checking chat real quick, and also the other live streams if they're working fine. Yeah, I have no idea, man. Like, Kick is not working. Perhaps because Kick is the most unprofessional website that there's out there, man. You can tell I'm annoyed by this. Anyways, so for the stop loss, this will be okay. This entire FEG. I don't think that price is just going to go lower. This falls into the basic logic that I like to refer back to. If price is going to go all the way lower in here to that low, and it's not going to reverse probably. You know, price has already moved lower. And this entire FEG is also not going to save it because our original stop loss will be in here, right? No, in here is this entire BPR range. This kind of scenario to happen, that price is going to go all the way lower into this BPR, almost not take us out and then trade onto the upside again. Like, come on, this is not going to happen. So we're not going to put it like that. We're just going to put it right at this candle low. Stop loss, NZD cap, stop loss, take profit. And we have extended the take profit by a little bit. Simply because this will be the original position. So right in here. We're just going to base it off a little bit higher. And actually, let me base it off this candle higher. I don't think this is going to make a difference in price. Hang on, let me check. Because it's almost the same, this NZD cat. Okay, I mean just by 0.01 pips, but anyways. Yeah, that's how the positions are looking like. I expect more trades for today, to be honest. What I want to say is that I expected way more trades. I expected USD CHF. Let's look at that real quick. I expected USD CHF, you know, all the way dump onto the downside. It's, man, it's such a bummer, right? It is actually a high probability setup. Basically, almost everything that you can ask for. I'm going to break this down just a bit so you can also spot high probability trades. But before that, my man Ghostway was saying, took the trade, my man. Love that my watch list pairs are the ones we take trades on. Shows me I'm on the right path. That's exactly how you're doing it, man. You are on the right path. I am not even looking out for USD CAT. Which one was it? NZD CAT. Right? It was just not on my watch list in that sense. Of course, I knew it existed, but I wasn't really looking at it. So yeah, man, like everybody that is going to take this trade and is going to hit a take profit, you know, go thank Goldsmith for that. Simple as that, you know. So let's break down real quick why USDCHF was such a high probability trade to take if it would align with our rules. I'm going to do this step by step and break this fully down. Might even add it in a video. Let's see. So the very first thing that we can spot, let's go into the weekly time frame. Okay, I'm going to do full screen. You know, we're in serious mode right now. We're doing the full screen. So first things first, we have this entire price action gap. We like to trade into the price action gaps with a body closure, right? So the entire candle must be looking something like that. Before that is not looking like that, we are still considering to trade onto the upside. Now, some people will be saying, well, but what about all of this downside movement? We are just trading onto the downside, and we also have liquidity lower in here, and perhaps even this no-wick candle. Now, in the past, I've told you that you don't like to trade no-wick candles like that, because usually price is just going to reverse and create a wick for this entire candle. The reason why it's still okay to take trade onto the upside is because this is on the weekly time frame. So you could expect this entire wick to be created in the next week, right? In the next week trading, that is something that is potentially going to happen. Now also, by the time that the candle was just in here, you could definitely expect for it to trade lower and create a wick. But since we are just trading heavily onto the upside, like the chances of us returning all the way lower from that point in here is very, very low, right? So because we have already had this much movement onto the upside, and keep in mind, this entire candle has this entire wick to it, right? So there's a lot of movement onto the upside. No wick candles just get created sometimes. It's not going to work every single time. And this is why I'm telling you so many times, guys, context, having a framework built off the entire trade, this is what matters. I can give you, you know, the rule of the previous day high, previous day low. I can give you the rule of the stop loss and the take profit, but you have to look at the whole picture, right? You have all these different cubes that you're looking at before you're going to take a trade. So you can always have a checklist in that sense. That's nothing bad. Have your checklist, have your plan, whatever it's going to be that is going to help you at the end of the day. But you need to look at the whole picture and then take a decision. That's what I like to call professionalism. So are we going for the previous week high in that sense? If the next candle will be opening, probably for the previous week high, okay? Now, if we are going to look at this from a daily perspective, because this is where we'll be getting a little bit confusing. And I did this on purpose because people will be thinking, well, you are making an analysis and it looks like we're trading onto the upside. On the weekly time frame, it is looking like we're trading onto the upside and the weekly is overall bullish. Now, if you're going to look at this from a daily perspective, it's a way different scenario. Because on the daily, we have already fulfilled the entire price action gap. So, okay, let me quickly rewind that. Because I may not explain it correctly. I mean, I explained it correctly, but just not simple enough. There's always going to be a bias for the short term, for the medium term, and for the long term. The long term right now, so the weekly chart is bullish. No question. We are trading onto the upside because of this entire candle. But the very short term, which is on the daily time frame, is looking onto the downside. And this is basically what we care about when trading a single day. We are not trying to catch momentum of the entire week. That is favorable if we're able to do that, but that is not our job as day traders. I mean, it's in the name, guys, it's day traders. So we want to trade onto the downside because we have this entire candle, which is already trading lower, which this on itself is already going to be your established movement, just like that candle. Now, this is, of course, more of an extreme candle, but you can basically compare it to this one, right? Now, also another thing, pay attention to the candle wicks. All of these candle wicks, they are showing you weakness. And it is not just bouncing off of a random level. We have taken out liquidity. This is basically going to be your liquidity rate. Liquidity has been taken from here. Now it's time to go on to the downside. The usual stuff. Also, if we're going to look at it from premium to discount range, we have already fulfilled our premium to discount. So now it's time to go to the opposite direction and continue our original movement which is going onto the downside right now, right? So this alone is already making it very good. Now what else is there? And keep in mind, this entire no wick candle, this is not contributing to us taking a short. Guys, this is why I just keep on repeating myself that context plays such a big role. There is a no wick candle, but even though we want to take a short, it does not play a role on why we're taking a short, because we're just very far away from it. Now it is just mini additional information that we like to look into, because and once again, we're just far away. What really matters to us right now is going to be this entire FAG, which we have not traded into. Now this low, and potentially also this low, if we wouldn't have taken out the previous day low already, these will be relative equal lows. So basically, like the perfect setup, almost the perfect setup. And also if you're going to take this entire range, so this is not a price action leg, because this one was the last point that basically broke out of this entire zone. Now what zone am I referring to? I'm referring into this entire thing here. This is an entire zone. Okay, so see it as that. This is a price action leg, right? And then you also have this one separately. This is going to be your zone. See it as that, right? I'm trying to basically mark it out so you're getting into my head, so you can have more of a mechanical way to look at it, right? It's going to be discretional no matter how you're going to put it, but this way you're going to have it a little bit easier on you. So we want to trade onto the downside. Now we're going to go onto the 4-hour time frame. And on the 4-hour time frame, massive imbalance, one more imbalance. One of these imbalances need to get traded into. Now, of course, there is always going to be reasons why the trade could basically fail, right? The initial push is going to be higher. We also have these candles, which on the 1 hour, 50-minute will be relative equal highs. But since these imbalances play a much bigger role, we want to trade onto the downside. So a lot of talking, a lot of analysis, just for no trade basically, for this pair at least. Because once again, we've already taken out the previous day low and we want to stick to our rules. Now I'm bending the rules a little bit for the high risk account, but you know, that's a separate thing. That doesn't have to do anything with my personal accounts, like real accounts where I have a lot of funds on them, or the prop firm accounts. That is completely separate. Okay. I've actually thought about setting up a copy trader for anybody that wants to follow along with a very small account on CTrader just for fun. Let me know what you guys think about that. So Ghostwhale was saying, wow, nice. Did not know. This was probably a little bit earlier when I was talking. I don't know exactly what you're referring to. But yeah, great shit, man. Then he was also saying good shit. And leave a like, guys. My man Ghostwhale is selling it to you. Guys, we have 8 guys that are watching, but we have 4 likes. Now, one of them is me. The other one is my goldfish. And then 2 guys have basically only liked the video, which is going to be Ghostwhale and probably Able Memo. Right? My goldfish. To the NZD USD trade. Yes, brother. NZD USD, or you probably mean NZD CAT, wasn't it? Yeah, NZD USD would also be a phenomenal trade. It's basically almost the same scenario that we have. But just we have already taken out the previous day high, which is, you know, once again, kind of a bummer. Let me see how the original position would be looking like if we would be taking it. Out of curiosity. Also, we don't even have to trade that far off. So that's like definitely something that could be working out. But yeah, we're already like missing it a little bit. Where's my guy Able Memo? What the hell? Guys, look at this shit. I'm here, my man. Yes, brother. I already lost you. Guys, what in the fucking world is that? I gotta show this to you. So I'm just looking at the kick chat, right? And this was from yesterday's stream. All of a sudden, I have this. What in the world, man? What the hell? So here, hang on. So you're saying African dancers? What the hell? It's cool to see another trans streamer. You pass? What? I'm a trans streamer live right now, so it's awesome. What in the fucking world, man? Can anybody explain this to me? Anybody? Yeah, that is gay as hell, man. That's what I'm talking about. What is this kind of stuff? Like, I don't want to be associated with it because I'm not gay. Your girl better not see this. Hell nah. It's hilarious. Like, what the hell? Now, what I think, and I'm pretty sure that this is the case, it's just promotion. It is just, he has probably set up a random bot, or maybe he's doing it manually, and he's just deliberately going into other live streams and just copy pasting the same message, right? Because he knows that not so many people are this Transformers type of human being, and so what's it called? He just knows that not everybody is a Transformers, and so he is just saying that as rage bait, so people are going to come into his stream. That's probably what it is. So, Abel Mem was saying, "I told you, man, yesterday was not crazy for you. It was not crazy for me." What do you mean by that? So, Sungs Hung Gamma, brother, I'm just going to call you Gamma, okay? Like, this name is just Gamma. There used to be such bots on YouTube as well, but YouTube took care of them in an update. Yeah. Yeah, man, they're especially on finance channels, so like my channel, right? It's the finance niche in that sense. It's trading when it's finance. Or crypto, whatever it's going to be, they always had those bots and they still have those bots. But back then it was way more. Yeah, man, it was crazy. Like, definitely, you can't complain. And like, the first live stream was already, it was better than I expected. I thought nobody's going to join because I wouldn't know that people are that interested into live streams. But then, second stream was like, okay, then third stream better and better and better. And like, you guys are actually interested in that. And if you guys want that, right, then I am going to stream more often. And yeah, AUDUSD gonna hit take profit. You mean AOD cat? Or is it AUDUSD? Dude, sometimes I'm just, oh yeah. There we go, guys. We have already hit a take profit. Guys, everybody type in the chat W for that win. Everybody type in W. W, guys. Go spam it, spam it, spam it. That's how we doing. Congrats for everybody that has taken it. Great shit. Ava Memo is doing the what's it called? Congratulations emoji. You know what I like to call it? Okay. So Gamma was saying, by the way, make sure to add those disclaimers telling people this is not financial advice, etc. Those copyright strikes hard. Strike hard once you are big enough. I had such experience with my 50k subs and 60k. Brother, you're completely right on that. I should actually include that. I'm going to do it like briefly in this one. Um, But I'm going to set it up. There's going to be some kind of shit just on the screen constantly that is annoying as hell, but it's just going to be there. So, yeah, definitely. Thank you for that one, brother. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it, man. So, what I was about to say. So you had a 50K, 60K account, man. Tell me about that. Like, you know, that comes off as like a side info. That's something to celebrate in that sense, or something special. Tell us about it, if you want, of course. Abel Memo is having a laugh, man. So let's look at C Trader real quick. So we have taken another win. Almost like 1 cent off of that 29. That's like no big deal, but I just thought about it. Yeah, bro, 50K is good. Was Abel Memo saying definitely, man. Like I've been doing YouTube for almost 7 months or so, and I have like 850 subs. Having this large of a sub amount is of course crazy. Of course, watch hours matter more, or at least that's what I think, right? I am not an expert at YouTube. Um, like you learning YouTube isn't a skill in itself. You know, you can be a trader and you can be a YouTuber, right? These are two very separate skills. So, of course, like I am primarily a trader, but I also like to do good YouTube videos. I try to improve. I try to grow the audience, right? That's my goal with YouTube, and bring people closer to a nectar first to reward. That's the goal at the end of the day. Um, so manga experts was saying this is my channel with 50K subs. Let me check it out real quick. Okay, that's great shit, man. Now, like, there's so many interesting people joining in. Like you as an example, but also just everybody else with their experiences, with their like life experiences and just overall opinions. There was also another guy I also know about. He's in Discord. He's called Blaine. Shout out to Blaine if you're watching this. He also had like a shorts account or something like that. It's crazy. So hang on, I'm gonna check the channel out in just a second. I'm gonna check the chat real quick. Um, so Ghostway saying, I think when you add 10K, you will have 5K followers. Isn't that crazy? Actually, you know, like guy turning $20 into 10K and only having 5K, and yet there is some kind of top ticking guru that has brought no value to the table, but has 100K subs in that sense. But yeah, hopefully, um, gonna check out the challenge just a bit. So Abelman was saying number of sub and watch hour doesn't matter. Value and your viewers constantly checking you out matter. You're actually completely right on that one. You know, the quality of a viewer and basically the viewer to how do I like the viewer and me as the guy that is streaming or anybody that is streaming, that relationship is actually what matters. You know, the fact that we are checking in on each other, we are in here chilling and taking the trades, doing the analysis, just having a good time in that sense, and also learning. That's actually what is crazy, man. You're right on that one. Mm. And I value that a lot, especially in you, Able Memo, man. You have been on the channel for quite some time now. Um, that way of thinking, huge fan, is now getting changed because there are many YouTubers now. Yeah, that's true, but it's huge achievement. So Ghost was saying, man, I'm getting so tired of those gurus. I sent you a nice short on Discord. Yeah, I have like checked into the DMs, but right after that I went to streaming, and you already know I'm taking 20 minutes to set up the stream, but I'm going to respond to it. Um, so let's check out a manga expert's channel. Hang on. So manga experts, let's see. Like, I am interested. Manga experts, go to channel. Yeah, like for real, 55k subs, man. Why not active no more? You're not active. There's, hang on, for how long you've been running that channel? If it's like very, very old. Okay, I'm seeing 5 years. 5 years. I assume your channel has been running for even longer. Chances are I have watched your channel at some point. Like, actually, when I was looking for some kind of anime that I wanted to watch. I mean, now I don't really watch animes anymore, but especially when I was younger, like way younger, I watch a lot of them. There's a big chance that I've watched your channel because I was looking at these YouTube videos. Top 10 animes, top 10 demon animes, right? This kind of stuff. But why not active no more, man? What happened? Like, I totally get that. So for anybody that is wondering, hang on. Uh, uh, man, doing some shit right now. Hang on. Okay, now it's working again. So, MangaX was saying I got 2 strikes at once, so I stopped uploading. Oh shit, man, you just stopped uploading, but why? Why stop uploading? I mean, the strikes disappear after some time, aren't they? Or at least I think so. Yeah, I think that they disappear after some time, but I could be off on that one. Um, so I just got lost a little bit in the chat. Okay. So Ghostway was saying, yeah, no worries. Yes, brother. Then there's Ibman was saying, it will be great if you share a screen so we can sit live, so you can open some videos and we can all react to. Definitely, like, I am interested in that. It's just like I sometimes don't know what people also would like to see. You know, I get that you would like to see that. Like, it would be fine if we can sort of agree. Is there like a poll option? I remember like people did like a Q&A, start a poll, you know, should we react to some videos? You know, so like the majority, it's not that I don't want to do it, but so the majority of the stream is also interested to some videos. Hang on, should we react to some trading? Like, let's do some top and bottom tickers, okay? Should we react to some trading top and bottom ticker advice? Okay, so I've done a poll. That's so cool, honestly, doing like a poll. Okay, so SDK now was saying you just earned new follow from Namibia. Appreciate it, brother. You know, out here, I hope I could bring some value to the table. You know, shout out to Namibia, man. So Manga Expert was saying I've not uploaded any anime top 10s. Like, what do you mean? I see top 10. And then so Manga Expert was saying strikes disappear, but I got scared because if I had gotten one more, then the channel was done. Yeah, but if they disappear, then you can just like start over or not. Like, uh if the strikes disappear, then you can just keep on uploading, you know, until you get another 2 strikes. Then you're just going to take a break again and then start it all over again. So Sharksgate was saying, what's up, my brother? He was saying backtesting a negative or R strat right now. That's great shit, man. I've actually done what's it called? I have countless of videos. Like, I don't know if you have just tuned in, if you're new to the channel or anything like that, but like countless of videos on my strategy. Like, we have just hit a take profit in front of your eyes. We have just hit a take profit with this exact strategy in that sense. So if you're interested in that, and if you're new to the channel, check them out. You know, tons of free stuff that I've already done. Then Abel Memo was saying, what I mean by someone or you might come with an idea, and will be great if we see the video, not to react the whole live, just some videos. Okay, so I get that, you know, just like a hybrid, like not the entire video. Like, I'm not a reaction channel. I get what you mean. Have a look at HBAR USD. Okay, I'm gonna do it real quick. HBAR USD. Oh man, I had to know. I had to know it was some crypto coin. For the very short term, you mean, or what? For the very short term, it is looking to go onto the upside, quite honestly, because this candle has no wick onto the upside. But I will have very caution, okay? Because this is just crypto. It's meme coins, and you know, more reliable analysis always on forex and on futures, gold, whatever it's going to be. But like from a technical standpoint, what we are doing, you know, we have your external relative equal highs, your internal relative equal highs. So the liquidity trade low is there. I think this low has also been taken out. Let me see real quick. Oh, that's actually beautiful. That low has been taken out. So the fuel onto the upside is there. Established movement candle is right in here. This candle has almost no wick onto the upside. So definitely this is like based on analysis, based on forex logic, based on like any other market logic, we are going to trade onto the upside. Okay, so we have a couple of stuff in the chat. So we have, should we react to some trading, top and bottom ticker advice? So 86% we have yes, and 40% no. You know, we're just going to react to a little bit of stuff if something comes up. And you can also just write something into the chat, some kind of YouTube video that you want, and we're just going to look at it. Oh no, I actually don't put YouTube video links because I don't want to click on them. So just recommend the video, the title of the video, and then I'm going to search it up. So Sharksgate was saying, nah, I've been watching you. Scalping was 0.33 RR, so 490%. That's like great shit. You know, top tier peak. Great shit, man. Wish you a lot of luck in the back testing, and yeah, appreciate you watching the videos. I hope I could provide you some value. So SDK Nama was saying, Namibia is in Africa, just next to South Africa. Yeah, I have no idea where that is. Like, that is on the other side of the world, man. That's like, where is that, man? You gotta educate us on that one. I have no idea where that is, and I have never heard of it in my life. Like, not trying to be annoying or anything. Just tell us, like, where is it from? Is it, like, name some other country that it is near to, some neighbor country. Maybe we can do something with that. We can work with it. So Abel Memo saying 90% is cool. Yes. Ghostway was saying, yeah, just the strat. Abel Memo was saying also scalping, that's fire. Ghostway, yep, gonna take a long on it on private. Yes, you know, you can do that like on a small account, I recommend it, but it's fire trade. Definitely. That Manga X was saying there are too many people in Forex from African countries. Maybe the trading game in Africa countries is too strong. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of Nigerians that are joining Discord and just scamming, man. Like, nothing against you, my man. What's called SDK Nama, right? This, of course, not you. It's not your fault. Just general thing. Everybody knows about it, you know. At this point, it's not even cliche, okay? It's not even cliche in my opinion. Like, Indians are Microsoft scammers, then Russians are always hackers. Like, I am Russian, right? I'm also taking myself into the boat. I'm not just bashing on any other country. Russian are always some hackers doing some cyber shit. So Abel Memo was saying, yeah, I like at least 2-3 trades per day. Oh no, sorry, that was Shark Skate. Yeah, that's great stuff, you know. I've gone away for a very long time with just one trade a day, personally. But definitely, what's it called? It can be working, like definitely. If you're going to include more. So then we had Ghost Whale hit the like, 12 people watching. I think that's a record. I think that's a record. You know, let's run it up to 13, man. 13, 14 watchers, viewers. I mean, that'll be fire, man. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. To this day, we had it in the last stream. I cannot get myself away with it and saying, smash the like button. Like, I never even thinking about it now. Everybody that is watching the videos, you know that my outros are always so low key. Like, I'm just talking about it. What's it called? I tried to do this in like the second last stream or so, where I was doing the outro. It was like this. Thank us. Nah, it's not already. Like, already failed. It goes like, so this is what we do on a day-to-day basis. If you're still having questions and this video did not fully explain it to you or something like that, then click on this side of the screen. It's going to explain to you everything from A to Z on how to do this on a day-to-day basis. This is like a standard speech that I like to say on the outro. Anyways, so manga experts were saying, tell us who Namibia is fighting right now. Abraham was saying close to South Africa, Namibia, right? Scams everywhere, star. How are you in IT? Yes, scam is really everywhere. Like, no matter which country, no matter which ethnicity, whatever it's going to be, there's always going to be scam. I mean, this is just a general rule of life with people in that sense, right? There's what's it called? There's always going to be black sheeps, as you like to call it. So Manga Expo was saying, now Russians are cool gamers. They always start the conversation with abuses. I have been playing CS:GO back in the day. My fellow Russians are just always raging, man. They're always mad at you. If you're doing one thing wrong, they're just going to obliterate you with words until you're just going to leave at that point. Shortskate saying, I'm an ICT trader, but I'm using native RR for evals currently. I mean, you can be an ICT trader while also trading native or still word. But at the end of the day, that's of course your decision. You know, this entire channel is built around negative RR. But if you're having a kind of hybrid strategy or anything like that, then, you know, that's also cool. Some people have this misconception, actually. No, this has nothing to do with you, Skate. I mean, Shark, Skate. People believe that I'm just going to ban people that are joining the Discord that are trading a positive versus word. I mean, of course, you know, being a little bit blinded by a positive versus word is never really that good. But I'm not going to ban like anybody that is trading a positive versus word. At the end of the day, it's everybody's decision, right? And so, what's it called? You know, why should we be like that? We should not be angry at people just because they're trading positive versus words. Now, of course, like, I do have my strong opinion on that, which is that, you know, positive RR traders, they are just not profitable too many times. But yeah, but that's like a different thing, right? That's what we have the videos for, where I've been explaining a lot of shit. So, Ghostway was saying, talk to you soon, brother. Smash that like. See you tomorrow. Smash that like button. Yeah, man. See you tomorrow, brother. Have a good sleep. And yeah, we're going to be doing some analysis later on today, as usual, in our mentorship. So, SDK Nama was saying, no, first of all, manga export, which platform are you working on, Shark? Then SDK Nama was saying, no one, bro, very reserved, peaceful people decide, haha, yeah. Manga experts was saying, then it's not a fun country. If you are in Africa, then you need to fight to be relevant. What's going on in this chat? You know how much money you get if you're lucky on scam? I know someone who knows someone who knows someone, you know. Is it perhaps you, Able Memo, you know, secretly? So, Shark Skate was saying pass an Alpha 50k. Congratulations, man. Whether it's with a positive result or with a negative result, I congratulate you anyways, right? Like either way, people should not be, you know, oh, he has done it with X and Y strategy, you know? If you have passed it, you have passed it. That's all that matters. You feel me? So, then we also have, what? Now working on Lucid? Is that, what is Lucid? Is that like a prop firm or anything like that? Never heard of it, in case it is. GG, Shark Skate. Then, Ghost Whale is having a laugh because of the smash like button type shit. So, then Shark is saying, where's the disc? I'll join up and post my progress. Discord? Oh, it's a prop firm. Okay. Yeah, never heard of it. You know, might look into it. So prop firm, I mean Discord, hang on, I'm gonna shoot it through. By the way, like anything that you could ever be asking, you know, in case there's something else that I'm mentioning in the videos, it's always in the description. But here's going to be the Discord. Here I'm going to put it like that. And I also know people have been doing it with commands. Like you're going to be like this one and then Discord, and then it is just going to pop up the Discord. I have to do that. That will be fire. You know, getting the stream more professional. I think it's more of a time thing, right? It is going to happen over time. Like over time, the stream is going to get better. You know, more trades, more analysis, just everything more. And then all of that kind of stuff will be just better. I'm working on it, guys. Slowly but surely. Guys, we're having 12 people watching. Share the live stream with someone. Let's hit that 13. Like, this is going to be a new record. 10 likes. It's like every single stream is going better and better. Like, you know, I really appreciate you for watching the video. I mean, this live stream. You know, it's really fun with you guys. And it's also very interactive. Because, I mean, I do believe that I am the type of person who can just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, even by myself. But I've also said it in a previous stream, you know, this is not really fun like that. If you're just talking by yourself, you know. So Manga Export saying, I'm working on a 5k two-step account of funded high prop firm. They are very easygoing rules-wise, but I don't know if they give money once you pass or not. I got it because it only cost like $9. It only cost $9? Crazy, man. Like, that's a very, very cheap prop firm. But if they pay, then that's great shit, man. So we have 12 votes. Should we react to some trading top and bottom tick? You know, most people are saying not really feeling it. No, and I get that. I mean, the opposite way. Most people are feeling it, but some are not. I would just say, if there's something interesting to react to, then just, you know, suggest it in the title. And then, yeah, if there's like a big enough of an interest to do that. Okay. But overall, I will be open. You know, Able Memo was suggesting it earlier. I am open to watch some videos on the side. Why not? That's like some really cool shit. You know, primarily always it's going to be a analysis in that sense. Well, why not? Yeah. Definitely. So how was everybody's week doing so far? Have you catch some trades? Tell us about podcasts. Which podcast do you want me to talk about? Like what is he called? Um, Words of wisdom. That's like, I don't know. Like we have to do like a whole different discussion on that podcast, on that one at least. Do watch trading podcasts. Are you asking if I'm watching or are you suggesting to watch? Personally, I am like in the very past I have watched them, but not anymore. Personally, not really watching trading podcasts. But I think they can be insightful if it's a legit trader. So what I was asking earlier, how's everybody weeks doing? You know, especially trading wise, have you catch some high probability setups? Was the week kind of low for you? Was it kind of meh? Was it kind of in the center? Was it very good? Was it great? Was it, I don't know what it's going to be. So Manga Expert was saying, do you watch those scammer tape brothers? They are very good with words, but in the end of the day, they are just rage baiters and scammers. I mean, if you're not able to recognize, I mean, I'm not talking about you specifically, Manga. If you're not able to recognize that these are scammers, then like, I don't know, man. Like, of course they're scammers. Yeah, but it is what it is, right? The most important part is that you're always just going to focus on yourself, you know? We have all of these different scammers, all of these different gurus, top and bottom tickers, whatever it's going to be. At the end of the day, what really matters is that, you know, we're just focusing on ourselves. We're having this, like, sort of private bubble in that sense, where we don't even have that many people watching. Because, to be honest with you, this is more of a thing that, you know, you never know what it's going to be in 2 years, like how big this channel or how small, you know, maybe it's just going to stay like that at like 1K subs and that's it. But I've seen that a lot of the times my favorite YouTubers or whatever, once they got very, very big, then the videos were just less interesting and overall, right? And I hope that this would never actually happen to me in that sense, because, and I think it plays a big role that you're just going to remember those ones who were just in here from the beginning. And for a lot of these YouTubers who also got very big, they just don't remember the day once in that sense. And I think that's kind of what makes the quality just shittier and shittier. Or actually the quality gets better, but the entertainment or the value or whatever it's going to be at the end of the day just got worse and worse because they got bigger. And, you know, no matter how big I'm going to get, I hope that this is not going to happen. Abel Memo was saying exactly. I saw someone yesterday. He just fell off. Who was it? Hang on, I got to get that. I gotta get that premium. That premium pillow. That's how we doing it. So Manga Expo is saying, nah, bro, you can easily scale up. Just work on your channel SEO. I've heard that word 1,000 times. I know what you're saying about it. And I am trying, right? I mean, you have more experience in that case. I mean, after all, you have the 55K subs, right? What's it called? What I was about to say. I wanted to say that it is just, I think that it's a process. I am trying to basically work on it, and I do like different thumbnails. I mean, currently I have this blue theme, but I try to do different things. I try to do videos so people are watching it longer and all of that kind of stuff. I try to make them more valuable, the quality better. I have some struggles in that sense to basically keep it up and make it more and more yeah, just reach out to more people. But yeah, and about SEO, I just have heard that word so many times, and by the end of the day, what is SEO? It's search engine optimization, right? And I am already trying to put all of the different tags and whatnot, And the video idea in itself also plays a role. What is the demand, right? I mean, there's so much stuff into it, like, which I am not a YouTube expert. Like, don't get me wrong, that I am learning it. I'm trying my best right now. But yeah. You can even give me some advice if you know anything about it. And my guys was saying 2 ducks got plucked naked for that premium pillow. Who's saying that it's from ducks? Maybe it's also vegan, right? From I don't know what's it called in English, but from like tree type of stuff. Abel Memo saying the guy, he was good teacher in trading. After he became successful, he deleted the previous videos. One guy I know before. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. I mean, deleting the videos on itself may not be the problem, right? It's more so the personality. Because maybe somebody deleted the old videos because they're just not up to the high quality standards as they are today. Which I get in a different sense, right? You want to show also people how you came up, right? How it all started. Look at the first video on my YouTube channel and look at the very latest one, right? It's already a very big improvement and way. It's a big difference in that sense. But some people just like to basically have their YouTube channel a little bit more clean with only high quality videos in that sense. Which yeah, I like also understand different view that standpoint. NZD Cat, let's go to NZD Cat real quick. So on TradingView, it is already pumping a little bit more. So AZS was saying, what are you waiting for, bro? Brother, you have been a little bit late onto the party because I have already done the trade. So we've already done this trade, right? This was a take profit hit. Look at this stuff. Straight take profit hit, like 50 minutes, not even 50 minutes. In the second 50-minute candles, no, like almost 30 minutes. Sorry, man. So almost 30 minutes, this was a take profit hit. Abel Man was having a laugh. Yeah, you came a little bit late. Next time, try to be a little bit more early, brother. But if you want, I can still break down the entire trade for you because you have missed it, so you're still going to get value from it. And now I'm just waiting for, like, that's the first thing that I have waited for with everybody that is watching. And now we are waiting for this one to hit take profit, which, you know, we are also getting into. So Abel Memo was saying, no, bro, the content was good before. He just wanted to private it for the payers. Oh, okay, I get that. Yeah. You know, that's of course like not favorable in that sense. People are just like that. So manga expert saying good night, bro. Need to sleep or Sharingan will pop out of my eyes. Man, you are really from the manga niche. I can tell, man. Now, without a doubt, you are really having a manga YouTube channel, like anime YouTube channel. Now, jokes aside, you know, it was great talking to you, man. Thank you for joining into the stream. And yeah, man, have a good night. Sleep well. Catch you in the next one. Probably which is going to be tomorrow. So make sure you tune in if you want. Yeah, so 8 people watching. Guys, chat. Where's Skate? Okay, Ghost Whale is gone. Where's Azias? Isas Entertainment. Where you at? Then where's Gamma? My man Songs Hang Gamma. Then also Carlos Gap. Where you at? No, but he actually has a fire manga channel, man. It was going so well. But he still didn't explain to us why he didn't kept going. Like we asked him, like I asked him why, like after the 2 strikes are gone, why are you not just continuing basically? So Abel Memo was saying, Star, how successful are you when it comes to money? Do you mind sharing? Let's just put it that way. I don't have to wake up, work a job. I don't have to listen to anybody at the end of the day. I am really just my own boss. I'm doing whatever I want to do the entire day, and that is at the end of the day what matters, right? I am not only to take care of myself, I'm also to able to take care of my family, of my mother, my basically everybody that's important to me, and that is basically all I need, right? Now, of course, I am scaling it. The sky's the limit, as you like to say, but yeah, in terms of like exact number ratio, that's already a different question, you know, especially like on stream. But you know, you can do your head part on that, like how much is that going to be at the end of the day. But yeah, let's just put it that way. I'm doing very good. Um. So what I want to USD CHF we have already looked into. Yeah, I just forgot. I wanted to do like show a high quality setup, which in that case is not a high quality setup because we've already taken out the low. But yeah, I've already done that actually. Yeah, what about you? Do you mind sharing? What is up with your financial situation? Yeah, I know that you are like learning and you're progressing in your trading journey, but like, do you have some other kind of side income or whatever it's going to be? Because I also know traders who they are learning trading or they are already trading, but they're also having some kind of other stuff that they have going on around. I also, and I think that's not dumb. Like, so look at it this way. I am a very big fan of putting all of your cards, basically, or not all of your cards, but focusing on one thing. And I think that's very important, just doing one thing and that one thing only. But if that single thing, so in our case as trading, is not hurting doing another thing, right? Then you can do both of them. So only when, for example, trading or whatever else you're doing is hurting each other, that's a point where you should just shut off and decide for one single thing that you should do. But if one thing is not interfering with the other one, then you should just completely do both. Even do 3 different things, even do 4 different things, if they're not interfering with each other. Which, of course, like at 3 or 4, like you only have so much time in the day. But trading is just a different thing because I don't think that backtesting for 8 hours straight is that productive as people like to think. Sometimes, and I really mean that, sometimes less is more. You have to do the volume. You have to do the volume, like anyways, like backtesting and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, doing more things is better than just one thing. Unless, once again, they're interfering with each other. Then I do not recommend it. So Abel Memo was saying, I'm training full time. I can't focus on 2 things. I am not smart. Also, I have good family that support me. Then he was also saying, that's how I'm surviving. And I hope after 6 months I might stay on KA feet once and for all. Yes, brother. Yeah, man, sometimes it's not even about smart. Like, to be honest, you don't have to be like smartest man on earth. There is like possibilities to do more things than one. But that's like not a must. Like, if you want to focus on one thing and you know yourself well enough that you just want to focus on that one thing, that's all you really need at the end of the day. Right? But just, I see it in a perspective, for example, in my case. Because, what's it called? Like, I do trading and I do all that kind of stuff, but there's so much time in the day, right? And I just basically like working in that sense because I don't like to stand still, because you cannot speed up the process of trading. Think about it. If you're having a set amount of money or whatever it's going to be, and you're growing that money, you cannot speed it up because you're always dependent on how are the market conditions going to look like that day or that week or that month or that year or that decade, if you want to like that, right? So doing something on the side is not hurting my trading. That's why I'm doing also something else in that sense, which, I mean, I have such a great community, honestly. Like, you guys are being so supportive. I really just love streaming and doing these videos for you. So, Yushikidi, brother, like, I am always going to have like aliases for everybody because sometimes it's just hard. So I'm just going to call you Yushi, okay? So just, or Yoshi, from Mario. No, but he was saying, love your strategy. You know, I appreciate it. I hope it was working for you in the back test or in live markets. You know, we have just catched a trade. It has hit take profit. I don't know if you were there the entire time, but yeah, you know, watch the videos, go through all of them if you want to get all of the information that you need. So you can also just trade it on your own at some point. That's what I recommend. And also the masterclass. I forgot to mention the masterclass more often. The masterclass is like the ultimate video in that sense. Really want to watch out for that one. I've done the masterclass. You know, in the beginning, the masterclass was explaining more of the basics also, but yeah, like overall, it is really good to watch. So, Yushi was saying, paper trading, caught one on gold trade. Great shit, man. Do you want to share it if you want? Like what gold trade you took? Like tell us the entry, the TP, this SL, so we can both, everybody together, look at it. If you want, of course. 12 people watching. Guys, hit the like button right now. Just tap out of the video real quick, hit that like button, and then keep on watching the video. Simple as that, guys. Everybody like the video. But like the number is also changing so suddenly. It's like 12 at one moment, but then it's like 6 again. You know, it's like rapidly. I would rather think that it's just going slower higher, slower lower. I think that's just some kind of bug on YouTube or something like that. Dude, on the stream, it looks like I'm sleeping. It literally looks like this. Like, it looks like I'm sleeping because of this pillow. The room is like hella hot. Because it's like seriously hot. Star, I wanna, so Abel Man was saying, Star, I wanna know more about time frame alignment more. Yeah, so as always, it's a context. Hang on. Let's do some time frame alignment. So basically, for the time frame alignment, it's always going to be the same story. Tell me about time frame alignment. Why do they align? Why is that? I don't get it. So let's look at USD CHF and pay attention, right? So they have to, basically, the higher time frames are going to determine the longer term perspective, and the lower time frames are going to determine the short term perspective, right? So long term and short term. So when we're looking at the weekly time frame, let's just say that we expect the candle low of this entire weekly candle to be hit, right? We want price to go back in here. And let's just imagine that we know for 100% certainty it is going to get there by next week. Now, if that is going to happen, then that means we can expect that to happen within 2, 3, 4, 5 days, right? Because this is only going to happen next week. So, which also means that, let's just imagine we want to take a long onto the upside. So we are just in that price point. And we've actually taken that trade. For anybody that hasn't missed it, go back to the live streams or whatever. We have actually taken that trade onto the upside live with everybody that has watched. So let's say we want to take a trade onto the upside. That is going to be more short term because now we're just looking at the daily time frame. If we're going to align that, so hang on. First things first, we have the daily chart in here, price gap, right, on the daily time frame, relative equal highs. Now we're going to go onto the 1 hour time frame. These are going to be what? Relative equal highs. So you see, this line in here is going to be, and I'm going to mark it out like so, relative equal high, but it's only 4 hour time frame. Hang on. And this line in here is also relative equal highs, but it's just on the 1 hour time frame, right? So you see, these two things, these relative equal highs and also these relative equal highs, they align with each other because they basically share the same liquidity. It's a different time frame, but same liquidity. That's the key takeaway that I want you to put in your notes, or just remember it. It's a different time frame, but they share the same liquidity. That's where the time frame align with each other. And then from here on, the next move is just going to be to the upside, right? So this is why the time frames have to align with each other. And this is why I also look for more short-term analysis and also for long-term analysis. Because of course, ideally you want to follow the trade in a long-term and also short-term manner. But usually just knowing the short-term is all that you really need, because we are day traders. We're not looking out for that massive swing. We're just looking out for a little bit of price action. Simple as that. So we have 13 likes. Thank you for everybody that has tuned in and has liked the video. Appreciate it, guys. So NZD Cat is kind of letting us down right now. Going on to the downside, but it's no problem. See, or NZD Cat, right? So look at this. Right now we have, so this is further for your time frame alignment question. We have the entire daily gap, right? We also have the premium to discount. I'm going to draw it out once again. This is all just on the daily time frame. Now we will drop down onto the 4 hour time frame. Onto the 4 hour time frame, you see that with our entire basically idea of trading onto the upside, we also have this entire FAG. You see, so it's aligning. The daily chart is aligning with what we see on the 4 hour time frame, which is in that case going to be the 4 hour time frame. So in that case, where we're going probably for the previous day high, shooting for liquidity higher, right? So if remember was saying, what I mean was daily bias, 1 hour entry, why not 50-minute, 5-minute, or just 4 hour? Because, so look at it this way. The main analysis are going to be on the daily 4 hour, or let me say weekly, daily 4 hour, right? And for most of the times, it's only going to be daily and 4 hour. The reason why I go down to the 1 hour time frame is because look at it this way. We want to trade at what time? And I hope you know that from watching the videos, at 0 a.m. UTC Standard Time. If we're going to go to the 4 hour time frame, show me 0 a.m. So I'm going to hover around. Do you see 0 a.m.? Right? So here, the previous day, this is 2 a.m. This is 22 a.m. Right? There's not 0 a.m. You just can't take entry on the 4 hour time frame because 0 a.m. is just not showing, right? That's the point that I'm trying to make. So we have to go at least to the 1 hour time frame. That's going to be the entry. So we are not, I mean, there's also going to be analysis on the 1 hour time frame, liquidity most of the times, and most of the times I am looking out for reasons on why not to take the trade onto the 1 hour time frame. But the 1 hour is mainly going to be for going for the entry for the 0 a.m. candle. That's the whole premise about it, right? That's why I don't go into the 50-minute to entry, because I entry based off the 0 a.m. candle. I don't entry based off something else. Usually, right? This is in the most usual case and a little bit more simplified. Now, if let's just say we're going to go to, the trade that we have just taken, okay? So it's NZD cat. Yeah, it's NZD cat. Let's just say that we want to take some kind of optimized entry, right? This is where it's okay going on to the 15-minute time frame, because let's say you have these relatively lows in here, then you can put your entry in here. Yes, but usually for the most part, it's always going to be the 0 AM candle at the 1 hour time frame, because you want to catch the move basically before it has run without you. So I hope I was able to answer your question there. Getting kind of hot, man. So we had 20 votes. Like actually there is quite the amount that wants to watch some videos. So yeah, these are basically the analysis on the entry alignment. It's basically you're looking at the whole picture, but just breaking it down into smaller pieces. So kind of like so. You see? So let's just say this is going to be, hang on, top. Let's do it like left. It's going to be weekly, right? Then you're going to go in here. This is going to be daily. And why is this thing on? Let me do it black or red. Okay, let's do it red because it's visible. Right, then you have this one. Then you have another one in here. That's going to be like this, just visualizing what we're actually doing in the live charts. That's just a oversimplified visualization, if you want it like that. This is going to be the 4 hour time frame. Right, and then from here, it's going to be the 1 hour, right? So it's basically the whole picture. It's the same screen, but just from a different perspective. Like looking more into the basically screen. Look at this as like a screen, right? You're watching something onto the TV. The more you're going to zoom in, the more details you're going to catch, right? The more details you're going to catch of, you know, the skin pigments or whatever when you're watching a movie and there's like real humans in there. You get what I'm saying? You're just getting the same picture, but just more details. Which also means if you're going to zoom in, this actually metaphorically a little bit, if you're going to zoom in, right, then you're also going to miss a little bit because, right, if we are zooming in that much and we're only seeing this little box in here, then we don't really see everything that is in here. That's why you want to have the full picture. You want to have everything that is outside of it, but also everything that is inside. So Abelman was saying, you know why I asked you this, Jade Cap? The guy who broke the record of largest payout said that daily 1 hour, 4 hour, 50 minute, 1 hour, 5 minute, you get it. Understand your analysis. You kind of should align each other to get A plus. I agree with that. I actually agree with that. Analysis have to align with each other. I mean the time frames. I agree with that. Because if not, then, you know, I've always, like I've told it to you so many times, taking a trade is always going to be a framework, right? It is going to be an entire idea in that sense. It's not just going to be one thing. It's an entire idea you're looking at. You're looking at all of these different steps until you're actually going to take a trade. But the 1 hour is the coolest entry I've seen so far, Abel Memo is saying. I agree, isn't it? It's like kind of just so chill trading on the 1 hour time frame because it's not too fast, it's not too slow, right? You know, entering on a daily chart is also too slow. It's just clear target, no fake outs. Yes, It's probably the most clean chart, I would say. The daily is like also clean, but it's just very slow. 4 is clean, but it's also very slow. 1 hour is just like perfect in that sense. I also really like it. You know, People who are trading on 1 minute, 1 minute campers. Shout out to Seaman that is watching stream right now. 1 minute campers are holy man. Oh, 1 minute campers is no joke. Make sure, guys, everybody that has not joined the Discord, join the Discord, guys. We're having a free community in here. We're just chatting around with each other, doing the analysis, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Free community. You can exchange ideas. Here's going to be the link for the Discord. Join in, hop in, guys. Let's have a discussion. So my brother Abel Memo was saying, nice chart. Okay, she was saying, I think scalp is scam. I mean, they're a legend if they're legit. Yeah, I am also not that big of a fan of scalps. I also think that, it can work, right? I'm like sort of unbiased in that sense, but I also believe it's a little bit unpractical, to be honest with you. I agree with you because also there's more of my trading style. It fits it way better trading on the 1 hour time frame because the analysis, we have talked about this a couple of times, the analysis take barely like 5 minutes or so. I'm just explaining it to everybody that is maybe also just tuned in new, or everybody that wants to have these analysis. But like after all in all, is the chillest, most chill type of trading in that sense. You don't have to stare at the charts the entire day. Pretty chill. Everybody that is watching the stream, why are you not chatting? Like 9 people watching. Just type something into the chat. How is everybody's day trade going? Like, how is everybody's trading going so far? For this day, for this week? So Abelman was saying the great thing about your strat is time. It's magnificent. Did I say that? It's magnificent. Okay, yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I'm barely spending any time for, most amount of money possible in that sense. Because if you're scalping the markets for 8 hours, then that is basically a 9 to 5 job. Like, that's a huge paying 9 to 5 job, right? Don't get me wrong. If you're scalping 8 hours a day and you are successful with it, yes, it is a very high paying job, but it is still kind of a 9 to 5 job. And this is not the reason why I got into trading. I got into trading because I don't want to do for 8 hours something that I don't like to do. You see, there's actually this pretty interesting thing. Look, when you are just trading for, hang on. Okay. When you are just trading for 1 hour, 2 hours, you're way more excited for that time. Like, not excited in a bad way that your psychology is going to fold on you and you'll be like, okay, I want to take that trade. I want to make 2 million today. Not this type of excitement. But you are just so motivated with so enthusiasm and you just want to do it. Compare that to if you're doing that 8 hours for every single day. Then you're not going to do that with like full certainty because humans are not designed to be concentrated for this long of a period of time. At least I believe so. It depends on a task, of course. If you're doing something that is pretty repetitive and it doesn't require that much focus, then that's a different thing. But like being straight up, like fully focused for 8 hours, compare that to the office job. If you're just working in an office for 8 hours, you still have to do a lot of stuff, and in that sense, you have to do some calculations and respond to some emails. But that is like not full focus. It is kind of on autopilot. With trading is also should come to the point where it's a little bit of autopilot, but you should always have that professionalism where you're focused and where you're taking decision based off what the charts are telling you, right? But if you're doing this for 8 hours, then first of all, the enthusiasm is gone. You're not even motivated to do that. You might do it for a week, but then the next week, you're just not motivated anymore. With which motivation and discipline are just two different things, right? You need discipline, not motivation. But you get my point, basically. So Abel Memo was saying, imagine daily bias trade entry in 1 hour with 30-minute analysis of 10-15 charts and winning 20 trades in a row. Bro, you change trading for negative RR. I hope so, man. We are on this journey together. We're changing negative RR trading for everybody. For everybody that has joined into the stream, for anybody that is new to trading negative risk reward, we are trying to basically make it in here. And, telling other people about that, fuck that positive risk reward, We don't want to trade that 1 for 10. Yeah. Yeah, man. We are on our way to change negative risk reward trading, man. That's just what we do. That is what we do. That is what we do. Now I'm sometimes just being a little bit silly, guys. That's just my personality. So, what I also wanted to talk about NZD Cat. I remember it. I wanted to say it earlier. We are looking for that equilibrium to get hit. That's also something that we really like. I have not put too much emphasis on it, but out of experience, this is once again more of a discretional thing and also this experiencing thing. If you're already that close onto the previous, into the equilibrium, then most of the times this is going to get hit. Price is not going to reverse like that and just completely ignore, first of all, the previous day high, which is also relative equal highs, and just not trade into the equilibrium. Technically, if you want to do like full risk, which once again, in general, anything that I say, no financial wise, don't follow the trades, right? But if you really want to risk it in that sense, you could even extend the entire take profit to the equilibrium and you'll most likely still be fine. But I'm just going to keep it low key at the previous day high, already extended the entire take profit by a little bit. And that's like a good trade to take. I really have to set it up the next time that we're going to be streaming. I'm going to set it up with the entire stuff where there's going to be like a disclaimer. It's kind of annoying shit that I don't like personally, but it's going to be saying the entire time, there's no financial advice. Star Trading is not responsible for any trading losses, and then trading instruments hold significant risk. All trades are simulated, all of that kind of shit. So Abel Memo was saying, Star, do you think intuition is real on trading? So basically experience. I think experience means memory, I guess. Definitely, 100%. I can tell you that. Because experience is what's a lot of the time separates the profitable trader from the unprofitable trader, to be honest. See it over this way. And I'm going to pull up the mind map for that one. So here's going to be the mind map. By the way, anybody that is watching and you're interested in that mind map, maybe it is something cool to you that you want to look into, something valuable, anything like that, go to my website. It is going to be there for free, okay? If you're interested in that. What I want to say, and it's actually structured. So you have these 3 pillars, right? You have risk management, which is right in here. You have psychology and you have strategy. Now, the strategy is basically the foundation, right? Without like a strategy, you shouldn't even start trading to begin with, right? If you don't have a plan. Well, but the next thing is also you need to execute the strategy with risk management, because if you're going to risk 100%, even with a 90% win rate, you're just going to lose eventually. And then there's going to be psychology. Now, psychology, I am also going to include that into experience. which is basically the topic of what I want to say. I think that experience plays a huge role, and a lot of times, because I can give you the foundation, because once again, the strategy is going to be the foundation of your entire trading. I can give you the foundation, and it is going to make it faster, right? I mean, all of the videos that I've done so far, basically explaining the strategy, risk management. I mean, there's still a couple of things that I would like to cover in more detail in the videos, but I have explained a lot of the strategy, and especially nuances. This is the framework, but doing this and also taking the decisions, this is more of a thing that comes with experience. Now, of course, you can be guided by me personally, and I can tell you, this and that. That's what I do in the mentorship. Don't get me wrong, like, no pressure. Nobody has to buy the mentorship if they don't want to. But also just in the live streams that we're doing right now, this is the exact logic that I'm trying to teach people. Experience cannot be automatically be transferred in that sense. You have to acquire it yourself. But by doing these live streams, by asking questions, this kind of stuff, like in general, this is the type of stuff where you are actually going to get value out of it, because you're getting into my head, and this experience can be transferred into you. So you can learn from my mistakes, you can learn from my experience, basically everything that we have just done previously, right? With the entire analysis. I have already done a lot of backtesting, and this is basically avoiding you to do all of that backtesting. Like, don't get me wrong, you still have to do backtesting, right? You have to do it also yourself. You have to put in the work. But as a general thing, since I've already done this many backtesting and collecting the data, that is something that is much appreciated in that sense, right? Because then everything that I say is based off statistics. It's based off something that is proven, not just out of something that's pulled out of my asshole. So yeah, definitely experience plays a very big role into your trading career. Like, it just takes time. Take like a very beginner trader and just tell him to basically become a profitable trader. He is still going to need experience, right? And experience comes with time. Experience cannot be, it's not like a USB stick that you're going to put into your head and you're just going to have all of that information. It comes with time. That's why it's called experience. You get what I'm saying? Nah. 13 people watching. That's actually the record. Everybody that's watching right now, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like the video or the stream right now. I would really appreciate that. And also subscribe to the channel for more of these live streams. I mean, anybody that has just tuned in, we have already taken out a trade in the take profit. This is the trade that we have taken. Has taken us like 30 minutes, less than even 30 minutes. Straight up take profit hit. And then we also have this one that is still running right now. NZD cat. That's the one that is running. Guys, the trade has already been running, so don't take the position anymore. It's already too late. Rather go, tune into the next stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we're going to do a next trading session, the upcoming days. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after that. We'll just see. So yeah, Abel Memo, I hope I was able to answer the question with the experience. Experience plays a big role. Yeah, that's actually a new record, guys. We have hit 13 viewers. Great shit. Once again, appreciate everybody that's tuned in. It's really motivating me to keep going. Sometimes, like in the last couple of streams, I was thinking, this time is just going to be 50-minute stream. I am like not that motivated. I want to do it, but it's also like setting up the slide and everything like that. It's not like nothing too crazy. It's kind of like the more easier you have it, the more complacent you get it. But what I want to say is that I'm not that much motivated. But then I'll be thinking, man, but people are just so fire into the chat. We're having these crazy topics, and a lot of the times I'm even just talking to myself, man, to this camera, to you right now. Sometimes it's funny because it's breaking the fourth wall, if you know what I'm talking about. And it's just getting so fire, and I'm just getting caught up, and boom, we have already streamed like 1.5 hours. So Abel Memo was saying, do you think your strategy can be 100% mechanical, no experience? Probably not. Like, it's not going to be like 100% mechanical. There was always going to be discretion onto it. Because think about it this way. Having it 100% mechanical is not even the goal in trading, to be honest. Because you can acquire this entire strategy, you can learn it, master it, backtest it, and we're going to look at the same pair, the same day, same time frame, but we're going to take the opposite direction of the market. I'm going to take a long, you a short, but both of us can hit a take profit in that sense, which is only possible in negative risk reward. If we're both going to take at the same entry with the same risk reward, then only in a negative risk reward you can hit basically a take profit, and you can hit a take profit for the long and for the short. So FX Trader K was saying, what strategy do you use? What strategy am I using? I'm using my personal negative risk reward strategy that I've developed. I am trading for 6 years now. For anybody that's wondering, yes, it was 5 years, now it's 6 years. Or like almost approaching the 6 year mark. Like, if you're not familiar, brother, just go to my YouTube channel, and I recommend actually a specific video. I'm going to send it into the chat, so just wait one more second. I'm going to send it in through here, it's that one. So here, watch this video because it is going to explain to you what I'm trading, why you should potentially also trade it, because it's pretty much the only thing that really makes sense in my opinion. Not my specific strategy, but my way of trading, because it's a negative risk reward. Smokers, what's up, man? I didn't expect you to join in. You know, the prison guy. Can you do a challenge live instead of flipping? Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future, I'm open to that, definitely. So Ibn Memo was saying, what do you think makes you different when it comes to experience from others? Which things do you notice than most traders? I say that I would like to have the saying about myself that I am looking out for things like the no way candle. In my entire years of trading, but also, you know, I've also watched a lot of content about trading. Like, look at this on USD Hang on. USD here. I have never ever seen somebody talking about this, right? Convince me wrong. Show me a video where somebody has talked about this exact same thing. It's so simple and it's so obvious. You have seen it 100 different thousand times, yet nobody's getting to the idea to take advantage of that. It's going to be the no way candle. Simple as that. So many have seen it so far. You have seen a no way candle like 1,000 different times. Yet I see nobody taking advantage of it, even though statistically they are going to get traded back into at some point or the other. Most of the times they're not even going to get created, so you can also take advantage of them. But yeah, this is like kind of the thing that comes with experience. I think this is what kind of differentiates me from looking at the market from other guys, right? Now, don't get me wrong, you don't have to reinvent the wheel in that sense. You don't have to be special. You can also just trade the basic concepts without the no way candle, just FEGs, liquidity. That's basically the bread and butter of this entire strategy. Relative equal highs and relative equal lows. I'm hearing this shit in my dreams. I'm having nightmares of relative equal highs and lows. Okay. Guys, like, it's so good having your own place. I remember when I was back at my parents' house, you know, you could never be this loud at this late of night. You know, having your own place is the best shit ever. I mean, I've been living in my own place for quite some time now. But yeah. And I think everybody that's still like living at their parents' house, you definitely feel that. So if X Trader K is saying, how can I learn your strategy or learn from you? On. For that, click the link in the description. This is going to be the membership. This is basically the shortcut. You can watch into it, but no pressure. You can also go to my YouTube channel. Tons of free videos that I've already done on the strategy that I'm using. There's also an option for you. I'm going to send it to you through, and I'm going to send you the latest video. Hang on. Here, it's going to be the latest video that you can watch. So yeah, FX replay, FX trader, just give me some feedback about the video. I've just sent it in. Type prop from documentary. Prop from documentary. How prop firms really make money. Like, which exact video do you want me to watch? Is it that one? Hang on. Is it like this one? Hang on, I'm gonna send it in. 1 second. Man, all of the stuff is getting confusing with the chat. Hang on. 1 second. The grandpa is getting his shit together again. So is it going to be this one? Hang on. So here it is. Are you talking about this video? Oh, from Burnt. Okay. They are pro gamblers. They bet that you will lose a trade. Exactly. Specifically, the B-book brokers make me laugh. Okay, grandpa. No problem documentary by Burnt. Okay, hang on. Is it going to be this one? Are you talking about this one? We can actually watch it, right? I'll be open to watch something with you guys. Like, just tell me, is it that one or not? I actually fire for tuning in, smokers. I thought you're not going to tune in anymore. Which 100% win rate one? Which one do you mean? Oh, you're talking about to FX Trader or what? Like, I'm confused right now. So you guys, man, I gotta turn on my ventilator. I don't know what it's called in English. Basically, the shit that is spinning, so it's not. Just type Burnt 100% win rate. Burnt 100% win rate. It's gonna be this video. Hang on. I'm pretty sure it's that video. Hang on. You can watch it if you want. Okay,
step-by-step guides.
so here we are.
But you know
Up, the
what
sound is looking fine.
for a while, a classic payout. This is where I flash a number in front of your eyes and your jaw supposedly drop from now. And of
So Smokers was saying you moved out of your house because you were up to no good.
course, you're going to believe me.
I don't know what you mean, man.
I'm on YouTube. Right? Wrong. That is not how we do things on this channel.
You can hear his German accent so bad.
It has to be legit, it has to be documented, and it has to be the full story. So who is free for the next 12 minutes or so and would like to know how I made $90,000 in 3 months? Well, it all started when I met Samuel. Hi, if you don't know, fine. You are here, you're probably familiar with me. Let's get back to the story. So it all started a year ago when I was approached by VST Global and I was offered to join their prop firm trading on the A-book. And by the way, I always get questions about the difference between A-book and B-book prop firms, so let's discuss this really quickly. A-book firms are in most cases invite only. These firms need to have the best traders because they make a percentage of the trader's profit, which is their share of the profit split. This is their main source of...
Yeah, like most people don't even know this. Prop firms are 90%, right? There are B books. So you're not actually taking the trades on the actual exchange in that one. I mean, firstly, they are simulated no matter how you're going to twist it. It's simulated, right? It's not live. But second of all, it is basically fake trades that you're placing. Firstly, once again, it's simulated. And secondly, also, because your trades are not being copied by the broker itself.
Income. While B-book firms actually provide traders with real accounts that don't reflect actual liquidity, so technically demo accounts, that's because their main source of income is selling the challenges. But does that mean if you make money off these B-book accounts, you won't get paid? Absolutely not. As long as the firm is a respectable, well-known firm in the market, you shouldn't be worried by things like e-book and B-book. But if you're scaling your accounts or simply trying...
It's a casino. It absolutely is a casino.
...to the next MFF debacle, that's what she said. Then maybe you should consider an A-book account. So anyway, when I was contacted by Samuel Catala, the CEO of VST, he offered me a whopping $1 million account. I was definitely excited. I took on the challenge, and what a thrilling ride it was. I completed it in just a few days, hitting the 4% profit target on a 100K demo account. Next, I traded a 100K A-book account for a profitable month. Then the stakes got higher.
That's crazy, man.
I moved on to a 200K account for another month. And then another 200K account for yet another month. To make it...
Man, Burn is killing it, man.
...the coveted $1 million account, I had to remain profitable for a total of 4 consecutive months. But wait, there was more. According to the contract, there was supposed to be a 5th stage before I could access the A-book $1 million account. A challenge with a 5% profit target. However, my performance in the first 4 stages was so outstanding that they waived the final stage. I was their best trader by a landslide and they recognized my exceptional skills. Then there was a bit of a wait to meet Samuel, sign the contract and get the $1 million transferred into my account. He traveled all the way from Canada and we signed the contract in person here in the campus office in Dubai.
Okay, so that's like kind of the backstory. Let's get into the actual topic of the video.
Privileges to this account, so I've done all required verifications.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
This section here is where the tool spits out all kind of statistics about my previous trades and my trading behavior. This one here is a painfully detailed history of every market move I made, even if it was a micro lot test trade that lasted only 6 seconds. If I did it, it appears here. And this is a summary of every pair I traded. I will go over that in a minute. But now let's ask the big questions first. Let's start with the most irritating one of all.
Have you seen the Office TV series? Nah, I haven't, but I know people are watching it. It has like a lot of seasons, doesn't it?
Okay, that's an interesting way to get things started. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But do you guys notice anything about these losing trades? Yes, exactly. I didn't lose pretty much any money. Just 25 bucks here and 46 bucks there. Two of these trades were test trades. You can see here I only traded a micro lot of 6 seconds and 38 seconds, and the rest of the trades has
You
no
need to
loss.
see it, man. Yeah, maybe at some point. Like, I think it's such a long series. Sometimes I'm scared looking this long of a series.
These were all
But yeah,
break
man, why not?
even trades.
You know, and some people, you know, what he's basically saying is that a lot of traders are, so like for videos in that sense, right? Some people are saying, well, but he has lost, you know, like 2 trades in here. That's not a 100% win rate, but that doesn't count. You know, test trades, or maybe it's just like a typo or whatever it's going to be, that in my opinion does not contribute to the win rate. You know, like that's just a mistake. Of course, if you're going to take like very strictly, then yes, this is not a 100% win rate, but these trades don't really contribute to the strategy. So yes, you know, this is 100% win rate in that sense.
Only. Okay, quick sidebar. What's a break-even trade? That's when you manually close the trade because the setup has changed or because it has been ranging for quite some time, or simply move the stop loss to break even. Now, I don't usually recommend doing this for beginners. You shouldn't move your stop loss naturally, but when you have years and years of experience, deciding to move the stop loss becomes exceptional skills. And in my case here, it was the correct call every single time. Okay, now, how about my winners? If you have a keen eye, you can probably tell some of these trades are copied from my previous challenges. And I explained this in detail in the How I Manage My Thanos Collect. Hell
Yeah,
yes.
let's skip a little bit forward.
Just leave me a comment.
20 minutes into is the episode.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, man.
It says my average win is 1,300 between.
Okay, mine now. Like that's all crazy, but basically the entire premise of the video is to explain the prop firms, right? That's basically what I was interested in. But you know, we kind of already all get that prop firms are made for you to design to lose. But still fire video, and I actually like Burnt. Right? I have never looked into him too much. Like he's a fire guy. Like Burnt, definitely. So yeah, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day for now. If you have any questions, any last comments, you know, leave them down below. No crazy part is the 100% winner in 6 months. Definitely, you know, I get that. You know, that's like the crazy part, the entire premise of the video. I thought it was more about the prop firms, because we talked about it previously, and in my head that was kind of just still the prop firm thing. And smokers and welcome to Stockton. So yeah, guys, we're just going to leave it from here. One question. Leave it. What's the question, brother, man? Have you ever been in prison? Dude, Abel Memo, I'm telling you, Smokers is somebody that knows me in person. Right? This is not a random guy. This is not somebody that has learned me from YouTube or anything. This is somebody that knows me in real life, and this is just playing games. I have said this like many times. Throughout my like entire years of just living, I had that like a lot of times people are messaging me with fake accounts, like before YouTube, you know, like on Instagram or something like that. I'm also like 90% sure who it is. But yeah. Anyways, guys, you know, this was a stream, fire stream. Anybody who tuned in, you know, probably a lot of people have already clicked off, I guess. What's it called? You know, fire thing. And yeah, we're just going to leave the stream as it is. So Smoker is saying you got catfished, huh? Dude, I have like generally no idea what you're talking about. Like also with the prison, also no fucking idea, man. So yeah, we're going to basically have the stream either like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Once again, I cannot thank you enough for joining in, tuning in. You know, much love to everybody, even to Smokers for being such a stalker. But yeah, see you next one, guys.